Wait, I do also want to say, I want this to be on the record. I do feel like this is probably the best interview I've done with you so far. Don't you
Oh
think?
my God. Yeah, I was thinking that 5 minutes in. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Women's Game. This is a special episode made possible by our good friends at Ally Financial, a leading sponsor in the women's sports space and home to the largest all-digital bank in the U.S. Here at TWG, we could not be more excited for the NWSL to be back next weekend after the Euros finishes up this Sunday. Plus, coming up in just a few short weeks is the NWSL's Rivals Weekend, presented by the good people at Ally. Ally is the first ever official sponsor of the NWSLPA and is an official partner of the NWSL and the WNBA, who are also hosting their first Rivals Week this August. Ally is proud to play a role in bringing these platforms to life as they continue to intentionally invest in powering the growth of athletes, fandom, and leagues across women's sports. Ally's larger mission is to improve the economic mobility of others in all that they do, and that includes how they operate in the world of sports sponsorship. So, big news, the Women's Game and Ally are putting on a live show in New York City ahead of NWSL Rivals Weekend, highlighting the matchup between Gotham and the Washington Spirit. We will be at Racket in NYC on August 7th at 7:30 p.m. with special guests to talk all things NWSL rivalries. Then on August 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'm going to be glued to the TV watching NWSL. The league's biggest stars and teams are going head-to-head in marquee matchups that define the intensity and passion of this league. We are so grateful to Ally for supporting women's sports like the NWSL and the WNBA. So grab your tickets for our live show at the link in the show notes. And without further ado, here is our guest today, Rose Lavelle. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Women's Game, where today we have someone who is not just one of my favorite guests. She's one of my favorite people in the whole entire world. She's a beloved Gotham midfielder, the favorite daughter of Cincinnati, Ohio, and an iconic U.S. Women's National Team hero, sister to Wilma Jean Wrinkles. It's the one and only Rose Lavelle.
That was like the nicest thing you've ever said about me.
Which thing?
I don't know all of it.
Sister to Wilma Jean?
The beginning made my jaw drop.
What, that I like you?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, I need to just say to everybody that like this is my work day and it feels like I'm like cheating because I'm literally just about to hang out with my friend for the next half an hour. So I'm really, really excited about it. Rose, we did recently just see each other in DC where you, Lynn, and Sonnet and I sat outside and had lunch on a 100-degree day. And I was upset at you guys because I was wearing long sleeves and pants due to an allergic reaction that I was having with a case of hives. Can you just like explain your decision to make us sit outside for lunch?
Okay, it wasn't my decision. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but
it was Lynn. I know it was Lynn.
But we all did like consent to it. We just like, we got into the restaurant and we were like, oh, it smells a little weird in here. So it was kind of like sit inside air conditioning and it smells weird, or sit outside where it smells fine, but it's like kind of suffocating. And we chose the latter.
Either like not be able to breathe outside or not be able to breathe inside.
I was like, ooh, Sam's not going to be happy about this.
And you guys didn't even know yet that I was wearing long sleeves and pants.
I kind of like, I don't know. Assumed. I kind of had a hunch, but also you forgot deodorant that trip too. So it was like kind of a double whammy. Like
I did. I literally forgot deodorant on an entire trip, not just like for one outing.
I know, which was so crazy. She was like, she asked us if we could bring her deodorant. That's where we're different, because like if I forgot deodorant for a trip, my first thing would be like to go get deodorant.
My first thought was like, how can I like get through this trip like without buying deodorant? And the answer was to meet my friends for lunch and make Sonnet bring me her deodorant so that I could use it at the lunch table.
Yeah.
That's where you and I are different, Rose, and that's what I've always said.
That's where we're different.
Okay, so when you were not having lunch with me in the heat in DC, I am so happy to say that you were there in DC because you were back with the United States Women's National Team for the first time after you had ankle surgery in December. Rose, obviously, you got called up to the national team way back in 2017, but it was probably 2019 where everybody around the world learned to both fear and love you at the same time. So many people listening to this are probably picturing you at the 2019 World Cup final against the Netherlands, dribbling down the field at lightning speed, dodging Dutch defenders, and taking that shot from the edge of the box to lock in the win for our team to win the World Cup. You and I have talked about this moment a lot and this tournament a lot and how things kind of changed in the aftermath of it. So I'm curious now, 6 years later, how do you reflect on what you learned from that 2019 World Cup?
Ooh, good question. At that time, it obviously was like my first major tournament. So like, oh my gosh, I was so nervous. And I feel like I just really had to like take it like one day at a time, which I feel like was a good lesson in general because I do feel like that's what you have to do in tournaments. Like, you can't look too far ahead. I mean, I do feel like people ask that a lot, like, how did your life change after the World Cup? And I'm like, I don't, like, I guess I got a lot more attention after that, but, like, in terms of, like, how did I change? I don't feel like I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I, like, gained, a lot of great experience.
I feel like you came to be seen as this player that was like capable of like heroics. And I kind of like already knew that about you before because I was like training with you all the time. And I think that all of us on the team like kind of knew what you were capable of. But this was just a moment where like the whole world found it out. I knew you were going to say that you didn't feel like you've changed. We've talked about this a lot. And like, I think you're just so grounded and so like humble that you're even still now like coming into this accepting that like you're this player and like you're this like really talked about player. You really are already a legend of this team. You have 25 goals for the national team, 113 caps. You've won the World Cup. You have a bronze medal and a gold medal at the Olympics.
Rose gold.
Rose gold. Thank you for clarifying. The bronze is rose gold. But this past winter, you had to get ankle surgery, which kept you away from the field for a few months. And I know that you're no stranger to rehab. You've been through a lot, but you hadn't needed surgery before. So it felt like this recovery was a little bit new. You definitely missed a couple competitive games with the US. The team lost twice in your absence. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't the worst time to be injured. And I have been blown away at the seamlessness of your return to the field. And it makes me wonder what kind of mental work you were doing during this rehab that has allowed you to return to form like so seamlessly.
Oh my gosh, that's really nice of you. I haven't felt like a seamless return. Like, I think there's still like so much that I feel like physically, technically that I like need to do to get back to like my 100%. But definitely I feel like the mental side of the game, like, I feel like I went through this when I like had my big hamstring injury, like my very first year. And when I was coming back from that, I kind of was like, okay, I'm doing everything physically that I can to like set myself up for success on the field. How can I like set myself up for success mentally too? And I feel like that was when I like first started to really take that side of the game seriously. And I think through all of my like injuries, I think they've helped me be kind of like more prepared for this rehab. I think a lot of times when I've been injured, like I'm like, as soon as I'm back, I'm like, I expect myself to be like flying on all cylinders and just like at 100%. And then when I'm inevitably not, I get upset with myself. And so I think that this go round, I've like given myself a lot more grace and just like respecting that I've been out for 6-7 months, like, and even when I'm back playing, it's still like a journey to get back to 100%. Just because I'm back playing on the field doesn't mean like my process in this rehab is over. Like, I kind of have like accepted that it's going to be a little up and down, and to just like lean into that and like be okay with it.
I'm like so struck by the wisdom of your words, and I'm like wishing that this version of you could like give you and I both that advice, like younger versions of us that advice. Like, it seem like the best advice you could have gotten when you were 25, but you probably wouldn't have been able to like hear it.
I know. I think that's it. I feel like that's the thing that's funny. I've like reflected on this a lot too, is that like, it's like you look back and you're like, oh, if I had only known this back then. But it's kind of like, well, I would have never known this now if I didn't go through all I went through back then.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, I wouldn't have the like mind and the perspective I have now without all of the like bumps in the road before.
Yeah, no, I like totally hear you. I do want to ask about your relationship with the national team. When it was announced that you were coming back into camp, everybody was so excited. Maybe no one more so than Emma Hayes herself, who said, and I'm quoting Emma right now, Rose is weird and wonderful in every way and unique, but a very cultured football player. When you go anywhere in the world and they talk about players in this country, Rose Lavelle is always the first name on everybody's lips. How does it feel for you, Rose, to hear that Emma said that about you and that people are saying that about you after you kind of went through this rehab and worked so hard to get back on the field?
Oh, that's really nice. I don't know what else to say. It's always nice when people say nice things about you.
I know. It is really nice. You can maybe say nice things about me at the end of the interview.
Okay.
Okay. So I feel like this feeling that like Emma, you know, I just feel like the feeling that the team has about Emma, the way that Emma speaks about this group, the way that you're all like speaking about each other is incredible. The team in this recent FIFA window looked so dominant. It feels like we're starting to see the 2027 World Cup team like take shape. And like most importantly, it just feels like the vibes are good. Like everybody seems like they're having fun. I want to hear about your experience as a veteran and as somebody who's gone through so many iterations of this team, like when the chemistry's been great, when it hasn't been great. Is this group right now really as fun and special and like getting along as good as it looks from the outside?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like I had so much fun in camp, and it's like, it's not just like having fun with like your friends and like off field enjoying each other, but it's also like the joy in showing up and like learning and getting better every day with each other in an environment where we can be vulnerable. Yeah, I think it has been really fun, and I think we like just like learn every day. We push each other every day, and I think it's like such a whole group effort, like staff, players, support staff, all of it. And so it was really, really fun, and I really missed it.
It looks so fun. I'm curious, on and off the field, how has your role changed from like maybe your early days on the team or even the 2019 World Cup to now?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's so weird because it's like I still am like I know that I'm like a veteran now, but like it's so weird to think of. It felt like it kind of like it happened slowly, but like overnight at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think one of like the silver linings of like this time away, when I was like rehabbing, was like I kind of had to lean into like how can I be a good teammate and a good leader when I'm not like on the field? Like how can I still like impact the group off the field? And so I think that really helped me going into this camp too. I will say, I think like just with the national team in general, you know, it's like it's so competitive. So like I went in knowing like I still like I have to earn my stripes every single camp, every single day. So I think I had that mindset. But then at the same time, like we had a younger group and then like a big rivalry game at the end. So it was like, how can I help show the mentality that it takes going into a 3-game window, but also like a big rivalry game.
Exactly. I'm so glad you brought up the rivalry game because that's really why we're here, and we're going to get more into rivalries in just a second. One of these games that we're talking about was in your hometown of Cincinnati. You were there with the U.S. Women's National Team. You started the game on the bench because you had played such significant minutes the game before. But deep into the second half, we're in your hometown. All the Cincinnati fans started chanting, "We want Rose." And then obviously, like, we're all just like having like a laugh at this point. The camera cuts to you. You're sitting on the bench. Your teammates around you, Naomi Girma's like hamming it up, egging everybody on. The demands are getting louder. Emma like gave in. She started laughing. She told you to go warm up. Everybody's pumped. Take us into this moment. Like, what were you feeling? What, like, did you hear the crowd? Like, how did you react?
I obviously did hear the crowd. I didn't know how to react except to just like laugh. I felt like a little shy for a second, but I think it was really, really cool. Obviously everyone knows how obsessed I am with Cincinnati. I think regardless, like just being healthy and getting to like be a part of the day with the team, like that was like enough for me. Like I knew going into the camp that like my minutes were going to look a certain way, just given that like I hadn't had a lot of loading leading up to that. So I kind of knew. I was like, I don't know if this is like the game that I'll be able to like play in. So like just being there was like enough, and I was so happy. But then I think to like have that moment, and I think like for Emma to let me have that moment was really, really special. It was never something that like I expected or felt what like was like owed to me in any way, but I think it was really, really special. And I said this, I think like now as I'm getting older, it's like the opportunities to go and play in front of my hometown like are getting less, which is like so sad to say, but yeah, it's like I never know when I'm going to get to do that again. So I think to be able to like have that moment was really special, and I feel like so grateful that Emma allowed me to have that moment too.
I feel like that's so reflective of what everybody is saying about Emma, is that she's like, I think she could have been like, no, Rose isn't getting minutes. It's like maybe not in the plan for the week, but she sees you as a human, and she like knows. Lynn always says this about Emma, like Emma sees us as people first. And so she like knew how much this would mean to you and to the city. And she was like able to come at it from that like really human and like emotional angle. And I just think it's like really cool, and I think gonna set you guys up for like long term, like it's a sustainable way of doing things. People aren't gonna get burnt out. She had the European players rest this camp. Like it just feels like she's coming at it from such a human angle. Obviously, Cincinnati loves you so much. You love Cincinnati so much. You live in the New York area now where you play for Gotham, but you actually said, I think in this recent camp, that Cincinnati is your dream vacation destination. So I need to know for my future travel plans, what does a dream vacation in Cincinnati involve? Take us through your ideal day.
It's not going to be that entertaining.
I can't wait to hear.
My hobby is like doing nothing. So I sleep in, I wake up, I say hi to Wilma, and then usually I grab my things. I go to my favorite coffee shop, Deeper Roots, read.
Nice.
I'll see my brother and his kids and my sister-in-law. Maybe have some Skyline for dinner.
Love.
And just like sit. Like I don't
that's it, folks.
Do anything special.
Honestly, I get it. It sounds very you. I'm not hating on Cincinnati at all. Like I'd literally love to come and I would love to come and spend a week with you there and read and go to Deeper Roots and visit your brother and his family and visit Wilma, obviously. The reason that we're all here today, as we know, is to highlight the upcoming rivalry week in the NWSL. And we are going to get into Gotham's big game coming up on August 9th against the Washington Spirit. But before we get into that, I want to give birth to an all-new Rose Lavelle rivalry, and that is between Cincinnati and New York, your two current homes, the two places that you are living. So you have to pick who has better pizza.
New York.
Who has better zoos?
Cincinnati.
Who has better shopping?
New York.
Which city is it better to be a dog in?
Cincinnati, for sure.
Do you care to elaborate?
There's grass. Like, you get a yard. Like...
Where has better seasons?
Probably Cincinnati.
Okay.
I think. I just think it's not as, like, harsh. Like, the winters are colder up in New York, you know?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then lastly, who has better chili?
Cincinnati.
You mentioned Skyline chili earlier. Just in case anybody in our listenership is out here living under a rock and does not know, tell us what Skyline chili is and tell us how often you get it.
Okay, Skyline chili is like the famous chili chain in Cincinnati.
Chili chain, everybody. In case you missed that, she said chili chain. I'm just making sure that was clear.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just don't we don't really have a chili chain in other. I personally have never heard the expression chili chain in my life. Like, I don't think that a chili
coined
chain
new
is like a
word.
well.
Yeah, I might have just like. I've never heard that before.
Are there any other chili chains?
Yeah.
Bob's Chili?
No.
What's Bob's Chili? Is that from a TV show?
Bob's Burgers? Is that what you're thinking of?
Go back. Tell us what Skyline Chili is, please.
Cincinnati is like known for their chili. So it's the best chili place in Cincinnati is Skyline. They do 3 ways, which is spaghetti, cheese, chili, and then they do cheese conies, which is hot dog, cheese, chili. I actually feel like
I would probably gobble it right up.
You would gobble it right up.
I know. Right. Wait, okay, time out. We've probably like told this story before, but remember at Man City before like we have early games and I would just get like beans and eggs?
Oh my God, yeah.
And Rose would get like literally nauseous watching me eat it.
I was like trying my best just to like shovel down some oatmeal, and Sam was like
gobbling up beans.
Two handfuls of beans. And it's 9 a.m.
Yeah, it was 9 a.m. But it was like breakfast beans and like with poached eggs.
I know. I never got on the bean train.
I miss breakfast beans.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Okay, we have to move on. So I think Cincinnati won the rivalry. I don't think that New York is going to be super offended. They just don't do chili spaghetti the way Cincinnati does. I think they do a lot of other things really well. Rose, let's talk more about Gotham and this upcoming rivalry game against the Washington Spirit. For people who don't know, these are 2 of the original NWSL teams, which means they've been playing against each other since 2013. But it really feels like this feud has heated up in the last couple of years. Rose, you've actually played for both clubs. How would you describe the rivalry between Gotham and the Spirit?
Fun. I think every rivalry is fun. Obviously, I think they knocked us out of the playoffs last year. Definitely looking to come back better from that. But yeah, I think Spirit's like a really, really good team with a lot of talented players. And I feel like we have a lot of talented players too. So I think it'll be a good game.
I think it will be a good game, too. You mentioned this game in the 2024 playoffs. Gotham was eliminated in the semifinals after a regular time draw with the Spirit led to penalty kicks. Rose, you were playing in that game. Can you try to take us into it? The last-minute goals, the penalty kicks, all the tackles, the intensity of that game. Did that game feel like a new animosity was added to this rivalry?
No, I mean, I feel like a rivalry is a rivalry. I think every game just gets bigger and better and feels like more is on the line, regardless if it's a playoff game or a league game. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking to maybe get some redemption from last year.
So far this year, Gotham has had the upper hand. You played the Spirit in April and you won 3-0. Since that game, Gotham has slipped a little bit in the standings. You're sitting in 8th place at the time of this recording. The Spirit are sitting in 4th. But we're heading into the second half of the season. Everybody has playoffs on the mind. Standings aside, as someone who's been chomping on the bit to get on the field all season, knowing that this rivalry has kind of been growing in intensity over the past couple of years, what do you think that the crowd is going to be like for this intense matchup?
Okay, sorry. Ask again.
No. I'm sweating.
Okay.
I'm sweating so bad. Okay, so this rivalry obviously means a lot to you guys. It's been heating up over the past couple of years. What do you think the crowd is going to... Do we need to take a sec?
Yeah, let me take a smoothie.
Yeah. Okay, all right, we're back.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think the stadium is going to be like on the day of this game?
I think it's going to be such a good atmosphere, especially it being a home game. I'm really looking forward to. I think the fans will definitely be looking forward to this game too. So I think it's going to be a great atmosphere, great game to be at. Everyone get your tickets.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. So while we're on this topic of rivalries, you're obviously a huge sports fan outside of just your soccer career. I know you're a big Xavier fan, and Xavier's big rival is the University of Cincinnati. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I Googled
Good
it.
job.
It feels like those big emotions, the stakes in rivalries, it just makes everything so intense, also so fun for the fans. And like everybody is just engaged in kind of a deeper way. So I'm really grateful that Ally is helping bring that energy to the NWSL. And I'm just wondering, Rose, in what ways do you hope that rivalries and teams kind of having this like beef with each other makes this league stronger and more entertaining?
Oh, okay. Well, I always think of it like as a fan for like the teams that I cheer for. Like, I feel like with rivalries comes bragging rights. So I feel like it's like a fun thing for the fans to get up for. Like every time I watch a rivalry game, I'm like locked in and like just like chomping at the bit. There's bragging rights on the line, and I can't wait to see Gotham fans have that passion. I can't wait for the game and for everybody to show out. It should be really, really fun.
Rose, I am so excited for you. I'm so glad that you're back healthy and back playing. I literally am your number one fan. I brag about you all the time. So thank you so much for being here with us. I cannot wait to watch the Spirit take on Gotham during the NWSL's upcoming rivalry weekend on August 9th. And go Bats.
Go Bats.
Go Bats, baby.
I also have to say some nice things about you.
Oh, that part's over.
You're one of my best friends. You're really funny. You make me giggle. You have so much humility, but also so much confidence at the same time. And I've always really, really admired that about you. You're so loyal and trustworthy. You are. I model what kind of friend I should be like off of you. I'm not even joking.
I am like a vault. Like, tell me a secret.
You are.
Go to the grave. Like, I won't even like breathe a word of it to like a soul ever.
I'll be like, did Christy dye her hair? And you're like, it's not for me to say. Like, you're like, it's not.
You'll have to talk to her about it.
Yeah, you'll have to ask her. But it's true. You're literally evolved and you're like the most like loyal, trustworthy person. And I've always really, really like admired that about you in a friend. And it's like made me be a better friend and a better person because of it. You also are really, really good at like checking in on people too. And I feel like I've had like, you are. Do you disagree?
That's so nice, Rose. I don't know. Some of these things you're saying kind of surprise me, but they're really nice and very meaningful.
Oh my gosh. I feel like every time I've been like going through like a hard point in my like life or career, I feel like you're always like there to be like, hey, like just checking in, no need to respond.
Oh yeah, that's and, the key line. You have to say no need to respond.
I know, it is.
I wish more people said that to me. Hint to everybody listening.
Hey, no need to respond.
Rose, this was so nice of you. I thank you for saying it, and I really, really appreciate it. And I literally am so excited to come back to your apartment and stay up way later than we should, just chit-chatting about things that we've already chit-chatted about.
I know. Just talking in circles.
And like drinking a Topo Chico. It's just the best.
Drinking Topo Chico. Wait, I do also want to say, I want this to be on the record. I do feel like this is probably the best interview I've done with you so far. Don't you think?
Oh my God. Yeah. I was thinking that 5 minutes in, and I was like, it's because Sonnet isn't here, so they don't get to just like force
rile each other up.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I already thought of it, already clocked it. You'll never do an interview next to Sonnet again. Okay, that's it, Rose. We did it. Huge thanks again to our friends at Ally, the official banking partner of the NWSL and WNBA, for sponsoring this episode. Ally is the first and still the only brand to publicly commit to spending equally on men's and women's sports media with its 50-50 pledge. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled the weekend of August 8th, 9th, and 10th for the biggest rivalry matchups in both the NWSL and the WNBA, as NWSL Rivals Weekend and WNBA Rivals Week, presented by Ally, will highlight both classic and emerging rivalries in marquee matchups that embody the intensity and passion of both leagues. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll see you for the live reaction show on Sunday after the Euros final, and we'll be back with another special Ally interview next week.